just leave it up if you want. I don't know. Okay. Okay, we are live. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little out of it, like normal. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, okay. I gotta remember to turn on the radio show too. I'm a little out of it today. What's new, right? What's new? Anyway, I got it on. I got this group thing where you can actually even pop up in here and talk if any of y'all want to. They don't show you on this thing, and so if you guys wanna, it's on that monkey. I just had Brennan. He's a brain cancer dude. Come on. I'm about to go live. So let me do this. Okay, welcome. This is WHIV 102.3 FM. And you are about to hear the Monkey Mind with Rob show. And this is everything related to brain cancer and living in one's moment, or practicing. Lots of practicing. Anyway, we're doing some simulcasting here, so I'm especially scatterbrained. I'm trying to multitask. And I think we are going to have later on another GBM brain cancer participant come on, an expert who's having really good results on his MRIs, which is always awesome. What else is going on? Okay, so yeah, so we'll go backtrack. The show is called Monkey Mind with Rob, and this show is about GBM brain cancer, living one's moment, and maybe a little bit of mushroom days today. enjoy. Yeah, so back in the backstory is in what, 2004 or 5, whatever, planet spinning around. I got diagnosed with brain cancer, and so way back then they gave me like 6 months to live roughly, and that seemed to be pretty much the course for it. I got very lucky and grateful, and I guess with the protocols that I did, it worked out for me. I think it's very subjective, the whole process, locations, density of brain, the treatments that you take, and so forth. And I also noticed since doing this show that the other part of the show is called Monkey Mind, or it's called Monkey Mind. Yeah, so it's the monkey mind I was making it synonymous with cancer because it's kind of like a parasite. The monkey mind's another way to say the thinker, the voice that's kind of always in your head, chattering, talking to you, and so forth. So yeah, so it's kind of like these two parasites that get into your body, and with some practice, you can either live with them. I guess you can't really live with cancer too well, but I mean, I don't know if it stays dormant or low. Like they were saying, I just recently got sorry y'all, I just recently got a suspect area over my brainstem, and a lot of people can live with like a 1 or 2, I think, brain cancer for like a lot of years, where it just stays kind of stagnant, and so it's potential. But I think it's also a good thing to practice, like asking these things to leave your body. Doing the very friendly Patrick Swayze, that's not my go-to, Roadhouse, where you're the bouncer of your body or your brain, and you ask things if they please leave. Friendly strong. Yeah, man, crazy. Why? I just had like a guest that they just left, but they're gonna come back in a bit, like I said. But he did a lot of alternative stuff. He did all of like the base stuff for typical protocols for having a GBM, and he's really pretty, maybe a little bit more on it, keeping track of people, because he just mentioned some person he knows that is a 30-year survivor, which I'd never heard of. So that's a big deal. 30 years out there. My doctor even just on a recent visit, he said, he was kind of acting like, this thing's gonna get you. I was like, well, I don't need to project that, but like it's notorious for coming back. Yeah, GBM is what it's a glioblastoma. Mine is brain origin, and means it started in my brain. It didn't metastasize out of my body and go into it. And I thought it was really for a while from just having so many negative thoughts it's about myself and stuff. I had a lot of that negative speak, and I was trying to talk to a friend of mine the other night. She was really bumming, and you know, sometimes you just gotta watch it, because it's like, you know, people really hold on to their hurt and their pain so much, like we all do. And all this stuff that I say too, I'm really not calling anybody out for anything. I am just looking in the mirror when I say most of this stuff, and it kind of helps me keep an even keel. I've been doing a lot better. I was telling y'all, I was having a lot of like just stress, and it's not really related to the COVID. I guess some of it actually was, but because, you know, like the ramifications of isolation coupled with you know, our economic, monetary things getting cut off from us that were more normal. So yeah, so that's been an adjustment. But I really just got turned on to also the Tao. And I was like, man, that is freaking cool. So I've really been enjoying just the whole principle of trying to get back to more of a nothingness, or doing nothing. Hey, Brennan is back. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, so I'll switch over. I'll intro. So I've got, here we can talk, a live recording. Brennan's been doing really good. He's got a GBM, and he just took an MRI. And, well, Brennan, why don't you tell us something about your startup with this? Like when you first, how long ago did you first get diagnosed with a GBM?
Okay, my name's Brennan Ayers. I'm from Easton, Pennsylvania. I'm 44 years old.
You're a baby.
Say again?
I said you're a baby. I'm just kidding.
Thanks, man. I don't feel like one sometimes.
I hear you. You gotta stay young at heart. Young at heart. I'm 51 now.
It, You're 51?
Yeah.
Really? Wow, I did not know that. I thought you were right around my age.
Yeah, everybody thinks just because I act so immature.
That's it. I try to act immature.
Yeah. Well, it's like I never understood the whole, what is it called? What do they say about guys? Like when you start buying the car or something, and it's a midlife crisis. It's like, man, I've been having a midlife crisis since I was like 8.
Tell me about it.
And then what are you supposed to not like the thing?
Crisis. I hit about 40, and I wanted to just go buy, a motorcycle.
But Brennan, you probably always wanted to buy a motorcycle. Did you ever not want to buy a motorcycle? You probably just had the money. It takes you a while to get the stuff,
No, I never had the money.
That's what I'm saying.
Broke.
Yeah.
I was when I was in pretty much all of my 20s and most of my 30s. I was just I didn't make much money. I did jobs that didn't pay much.
Right.
But they were kind of easy and a flexible schedule, so I could play guitar in bars and
Nice.
And drink and party and
hang
out with friends and stuff like that.
Sweet.
And,
Yeah, when people are trying to make money, that's what they want to do, what you were doing.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but as soon as I stopped that whole life and started making really good money and got a really good job and started putting in a lot of hours and taking home, really nice paychecks, I became absolutely miserable.
Yeah. No, it's not natural.
I mean,
So much of this culture and society is very, and I think it's a part of the reason why we're all getting cancers and all this other kind of stuff. Like our diet is not natural. I mean, you were just talking earlier about how I was kind of telling Brennan about how much I dug Joe Namath's fur coat. And Brennan was saying, well, it's kind of like a, cruelty to animal aspect of it. And I kind of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see where this show goes?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of fur just because,
right.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on, Brennan, where do you stand?
To me, as long as you go for a quick, humane kill,
Uh-huh.
I can't knock anything. Fur is cruel because a lot of these animals are actually skinned alive.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah. That's horrible.
Yeah, they're strung up and skinned alive.
Yeah,
it's another level of
That's horrible.
animal cruelty,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't support it.
No, heck no. Yeah, I was reading this book for a while, and I kind of put it down. They were talking about the Comanches, and I mean, they were like, when they would get some people, some Americans, a lot of times they would start skinning them alive, man. It was gangster.
Oh, yeah.
It was gangster stuff. I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to keep reading this book. It's kind of hardcore.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Sure. I know they were what was it? I forget what tribe of Indians or tribe of Native American. I'm actually an eighth Native American, so I should.
Wow, that's a pretty good chunk.
Native Americans.
My eighth grandmother was Cherokee out of Tennessee.
Okay.
So I get a casino check every month, man. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
What? I was come on.
What is that? I tried to do the math.
I'll apply for that too.
I tried to do the math on that one time. What my eighth grandmother, what that would mean to me, I couldn't figure it out. It was a little too. There's a lot of multipliers in that one.
Okay.
Anyway, my dad was big onto that website. What is it, like Ancestry.com?
Yeah.
So
Right.
got to find it. It was some Scottish guy married her in Tennessee.
Right. Yeah, we never did Ancestry. This is actually coming from my grandmother's on my father's side.
Okay.
She
She was the historian for the family. Sorry, Brenda, if I talk. I said she's the historian of the family, right?
She was. She had very little Irish in her, but she was more into the Irish aspect of my grandfather's
Gotcha.
heritage than he was.
Right.
Which made almost no sense. She wanted to be the one to go to Ireland and tour the castles
Right.
and all that.
I feel that.
She was Irish, but she was also French and Native American.
Right.
That's where and I believe the Native American, the story goes, and I don't know how true it is, but she was Mohat, which was the tribe on Manhattan. That
Wow.
was the
Okay. Isn't that
they
cool?
were actually the indigenous
Wow.
people of Manhattan. Manhattan is an English version of
I like the way you say it, Manhattan.
Mohattan.
Okay.
Mohattan means land of many hills, which Manhattan used to be before the white man kind of excavated it for building and whatnot. So
Right.
that's the short, brief history that I.
Yeah.
I
They got a really
understand
cool.
that.
It reminds me of. They got a really cool Julian Casablancas. He's the lead singer on the Strokes. You know, familiar with that guy?
Okay.
He's got a song about, I think it's called Ludlow Street, and it's all about, or at least one of the lines is about when the Indians got run out of, I guess, Manhattan or whatever. It's pretty fun.
Oh. Okay.
So I always like that song. Should I
that's
play
cool.
it?
Yeah.
But it's cool. Good song. But yeah, cool. So you kind of attribute, how do you attribute, do you have your own thoughts about why you think you got brain cancer? You think it's just luck of the draw, or any kind of like, do you attribute, I don't know, anything to it, like exterior forces or internal negativity that you embraced or something? Or what do you think?
I do. Yeah, I do. I believe it was because of the lifestyle I was living at the time. No one can ever prove something like that. It's really just a theory, you know what I mean? I was doing a welding job in a factory. I was working a lot of hours. It was a sit-down job where I was constantly using, like I mentioned, I had to wear the welding helmet, which was tight on my head. It never really felt comfortable. And when you have something on your head for 10, 11 hours a day, it's never really...
I never think of a welder as sitting down. So you were sitting down a bunch, huh?
I was working at a desk, and I was working at a small. It was a metal table desk.
I gotcha.
I was constantly
so bad for you, chairs.
Say again?
Chairs, they're just so bad for us. I'm standing up right. I'm standing up right now. Yeah.
Right, and I was constantly using my shoulders, upper back, and arms, and I would feel chronic pain in my neck, shoulders, back, upper back, sometimes even my lower back, and that would go into my head. And there were a lot of times I'd go home from work and I'd just have, these ripping headaches.
Yeah.
And I kept it up for a long time because I was making good money. I kept it up for about a year.
Yeah.
And when I went to night shift, my symptoms seemed to kind of get worse because now I had no life. Now I was cut off. I had no life outside of my job.
Oh, that's brutal.
And eventually what wound up happening is I just started getting these symptoms, lightheadedness, dizziness, confusion. I was confusing locations. I would think, someplace in one town was another place in another town.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I
And
hear
I started
you,
telling people.
Oh man, same. I feel you. I was going through the same. I remember one time taking a trip with my wife at the time, and it almost kind of like coming to on this bus, and I didn't really know where I was, and it was just weird, so weird.
Yeah. That still happens a little bit. It's gotten way better.
Yeah, likewise.
It was honestly to the point where it was almost a little scary for me.
Very.
I think of a street somewhere in the town that I grew up in, and I would confuse that with another street in another town that I didn't know quite as well. I was only there maybe a couple of times. I'm like, what is what? Why do I think that is there and that is there?
Right.
Why do I think like a friend of mine lives in a town that he may have never even been to before?
Yeah.
And it
It feel like a dream.
Weird,
You start connecting little. The brain starts just plugging things in and making connections, random. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you attribute kind of a lot of it just like a very unhealthy environment coupled with, I guess, and that had to have effects on your cognitive things. So you were kind of depressed about it.
I was.
Yeah.
I was depressed. I was bummed out.
Yeah.
I'd go home. I'd get on my phone at night and I'd see people out doing things, riding bikes, going to going baseball games and this and that, and having fun and going out and having drinks. I was locked in that place all night. I couldn't leave.
Yeah. And then so you started having repeated issues of cognitive stuff, like forgetting stuff, getting kind of confused. So eventually, you went and got an MRI?
What happened was I went through thinking I had a few different things. I thought I had something called postural hypotension because I was getting head rushes when I stood up.
Gotcha.
So that was the first thing I thought. I looked up, head rushes when you stand up, your blood kind of rushes out of your head.
Right, yeah.
Postural hypotension or something called orthopedic hypotension. I thought I had vertigo. I thought I had something called the vestibular disorder.
Yeah.
So I went to my regular doctor. She sent me off to get she sent me to an ear, nose, and throat doctor to get examined for vestibular disorder.
Is that like the crystal thing? Like the crystal thing? You know, like we have crystals in our that get jostled. Are you familiar?
Yes, and it can mess with your balance.
Yeah.
It can mess with your hearing. It can mess with a lot of different, cause a lot of different symptoms and weird sensations and whatnot. So she sent me off to a ear, nose, and throat doctor. Ear, nose, and throat doctor did a kind of one of these tests.
Yeah. I just went through that. I kind of got off that. It was making me a little too nauseous.
Right. Really? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I just got with this GBM with me. They just like 7 months ago saw a suspect area over my brainstem. And how I was kind of noticing is I was getting dizzy, kind of like with all the symptoms that you were just describing, like getting vertigo, like I couldn't put my head in certain positions. So then they had a girl, and I never even knew we had like crystals in our brain that got jostled.
Right.
And then you have to kind of like have them, I don't know, fit back in or something like that, or get them back into position. And so you do these crazy exercises, and it's supposed to help that. I just kind of started really feeling kind of nauseous doing all this stuff, so I kind of quit. And then I think this tumor or whatever it is that is the suspect area over my brainstem right now is maybe getting smaller or something. So I'm not feeling that same vertigo and all those dizziness stuff that I was feeling before. So I don't have to go to the physical therapy no more. My therapist, she was really cool, but yeah, I didn't like that.
Is that where your tumor is in your brain?
No, my GBM was right frontal lobe. So that was like all of them were kind of weirding out because this other area is on my brain stem, which is pretty far from the right frontal lobe.
That traveled, but yeah.
So that was what the big suspect was. And then what am I going to get two separate? So there was a big debate on that. And there was a lot of thought. I was still kind of hoping, and this is maybe, I think, an outside chance that this is just residual scar tissue over my brainstem.
Okay.
I don't know.
That could be, yeah.
And that scar tissue, I guess, building up. I'm not sure how far out that occurs, but because my brain was saturated with a. Did you ever do like injection chemo, like Avastin or okay? See, that was that was the thing that was kind of unique about mine. I went straight from radiation in Houston, and it looked like it had gotten worse. And the head doctor at the Houston place was a pretty big deal, MD Anderson. And he was just like, it looks bad, and it's gotten worse. But I heard some people say that these things. You ever heard of like? Did yours like inflame at all and then contract or?
Mine never. So I'll continue on where I kind of left off there because I'm kind of getting all of that. I'll kind of get to all of that eventually.
Okay.
So I went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor. She saw something in the visual examination she did on me that prompted her to send me for an MRI.
Right.
Sent me for an MRI. That was on July 28th, 2019. So coming up on a year now. That's where I initially found the mass. So they rushed me kind of right to the emergency room. Rushed me right into,
That's a hoot, isn't it?
I drove to the emergency room.
Right. Same here, man. That's a trip because it's like you're not really thinking that. And then, boom, as soon as they see that, they're just like, whoa, we got to get you in and start cutting, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's what I felt like it was. They wanted to rush me right in to see if surgery was an option.
Yeah. Was surgery an option for you? I forgot.
No, I never had surgery.
Oh, I see. I had multiples, yeah. Right frontal lobe. So what's your area for your GBM?
It's ventricles, corpus callosum.
I have no idea what that is. What is that for the lay person? Because you're pretty technical. You're pretty deep in the brain.
Yeah, it's deep. It's deep in the brain. Yeah.
Like
corpus callosum is your, I believe, I don't know what strip, it's your, it has a lot to do with your speech. It's a speech strip.
Okay.
So if they did surgery, I could have lost my speech. So I wouldn't have been able to talk the rest of my life.
Yeah. I couldn't really talk for a while. I just started getting it back. I was like, I was dropping out stuff. I was like, yeah, I was not functioning too well. For a while, I even had paralysis on my entire left side of my body. You know, the brain was doing that, you know, that crisscross kind of thing.
Right.
Like I was right frontal lobe, so then it jacked my entire, and it was the weirdest thing. I'd be laying in bed, I could move my right arm, but I couldn't do squat with my left side of my body for a while.
Really?
But it went away.
That's good. That's good to
Oh,
get.
hell yeah.
I don't know how much of it is psychosomatic.
Yeah.
You know, but
so much of life, right?
Because I'm a guitar player, and after this whole thing started, I tried to play guitar, and I'm like, something ain't right about my left hand.
Gotcha.
And but it is actually getting better. For a while there, I was getting numbness and tingling, and I was getting tiny little like twitches in my one finger.
Okay.
I didn't be able to see. Nah, it's not doing it right now, but my index finger
like shakes or something, nerve damage.
You know what I mean?
You may have to become like a slide guitar player.
What's that?
Put a bottle on it and slide it.
Oh yeah, just do that instead. Well, I play. You know when I actually started playing bass more, and because of the strings being bigger, they're easier to kind of play. It's easier to play.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn right now. I mean, that's been one of the things with this is like kind of some art therapy and stuff like that. You know.
Right. Yeah. That's all good stuff.
Yeah.
But let me continue because I got to get going in about 10 minutes here. But I'll continue on. I'm going to step outside a minute here.
You got it.
So what happened was she sent me for an MRI. That's where they found the mass.
Right.
I can't really see that good, but that's where they found the mass. And then, so that was July 28th, and I think about 20 days later, before I started the radiation oncologist, I still see the same one. He's a great guy. He wanted to send me, before they started radiation, he wanted to send me for another MRI on a slightly better machine.
Yeah, but then that kind of crisscrossing is not always that good. That kind of crisscrossing technology, because you can't compare them as good. But I hear you.
Exactly. He wanted a scan on this machine.
Right.
And just in that 20 days before I had really started before I started any standard of care, I don't know what supplements. I might have started berberine and turmeric, a couple, maybe raw garlic. I don't even really remember. But just in that short time frame, my tumor went down 1.8 millimeters. Just between those two scans.
Right.
So we didn't think much of it. You know, the neuro-oncologist said that these tumors have growth phases where they can shrink and grow. I really haven't heard much of that. Usually they just grow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then ever since then, I went through 6 weeks of radiation, went through 6 weeks of that dose of TMZ that they had me on at the time, temozolomide, and just started up with these supplements, and the thing has just been going down ever since.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's awesome. Like I was telling Brennan, I was going to post out his and break down his vitamin. Would you call them vitamins, or what do you call that stuff?
I call it supplements.
Supplements. There you go. Supplements. I forget the most obvious stuff nowadays. Supplements.
You can go ahead and do that. I can hang out a little while yet.
What?
You can go ahead and do that if you want. And
no, I'm going to do it live on the radio. I'll do it another time. But you just named two. You turmeric and was it garlic powder? Huh.
So it's not. No, it's actually raw salt. I'll break down. Anybody can join that forum and.
I mean, most people, Brennan, right here are not. They're not cancer people like us. We're just like sharing our story. So So they're not as, I don't know if somebody's writing it down, but yeah, like sharing it on this thing would be cool. So tell me again, what was the garlic thing?
So I do raw garlic every day. I do, depending on the size of the cloves, I'll do usually about 2 in the morning and 2 at night before bed. If the cloves are huge, I'll just do 1. If they're real small, I'll do 3.
That is pretty intense, huh?
I kind of eye how much garlic I want to take in each day.
Gotcha.
Now, I don't do turmeric. I do curcumin, which is the extract from the turmeric.
I gotcha.
If you're fighting cancer, that's actually really what you want to do.
Huh.
Is the curcumin.
Okay.
You can buy it, the 95% extract. I did that for a lot of months. I'm actually taking a break from that now and just doing capsules. I'm probably going to get back on the extract.
That's got to be crazy expensive, huh?
Yeah, that's not cheap. That's about $20 a bag.
Yeah.
I think maybe 25 a bag, and that doesn't even get me a month.
Right,
so,
right.
Once in a while, I do have to take breaks from it.
Right.
But aside from that, I would say the big heavy hitters. I did liposomal sulforaphane, which is a broccoli sprout extract.
Yeah.
Very powerful cancer fighter right there. I did that for a while. Again, about $60 a bottle, so I had to kind of back off a little bit after a while.
Yeah, I hear you.
I had a vitamin D deficiency when this thing started.
Oh, that's a big deal, I've heard. That's a very big deal.
You?
I've heard about that. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to even get more sun, but they say it's pretty minute, I think, what you actually get via the sun. But I've been trying to be more open to the sun, because I got like a ton of moles. I'm like a Scottish, kind of fair-skinned, whatever. Like I've had a bunch of moles taken off.
You say you're fair skinned, and I think you're darker than me.
Why?
I have a lot of sun.
Well, I get out in the sun a lot. I try to.
So do I. I sit out. I was laying out yesterday.
Gotcha.
Sun is very good. The sun is the best source of vitamin D you can get.
Okay.
And I had a vitamin D deficiency.
So yeah, rock it out.
Something to do with that. People who work night shift tend to have melatonin and vitamin D deficiency.
Wow. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And I think that's got to have some effect on the mood. I mean, I think the sun, I think, is supposed to be like a natural endorphin, I think, for us.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Sun makes you feel great.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure it does. Yeah, I try to get out in it I'm out in it probably a little too much. Every nice day. I'm in Pennsylvania, so
oh yeah, you gotta enjoy it up.
4 days of rain, 2 days of sun. So those 2 days of sun, I'm scooping up as much as I can get.
I gotcha. Well, cool.
So so vitamin D, vitamin C, liposomal vitamin C, vitamin D. I take quite a bit of that. Black seed oil. There's a guy named James McCraw. He has a protocol. He's a 7-year survivor. About maybe 5 or 6 of the things I take in my
it syncs up with him. Yeah.
Came from him.
Oh, okay.
I had learned about these things, and then when I found James McCraw, I found out he's a 7-year survivor. I said, "There's proof that some of this stuff might actually, quote unquote, proof that some of this stuff might actually work."
Gotcha.
So I just started hammering down on all of it, and then all the other stuff like the melatonin, berberine is another heavy hitter. That's something I've been taking from day one.
Right.
So melatonin, vitamin D, berberine, vitamin C. A lot of those liposomal.
Yeah, but that list is getting me. I can't focus on a list that long. my attention span deviates.
Oh, that's okay.
I gotta like write it down. I gotta live on lists. Short-term memory.
Yeah,
poof.
absolutely.
In one ear, out the other. Yeah, I kind of noticed. I switched a lot on like diet. Like I did a paleo eating style, and then now I'm on carnivore, where all I eat is meat right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I can't cut carbs out 100%.
Well, you can. What I've noticed, say,
38 pounds.
well, you'd be, when you say you can't, you can. You can.
I can't. I've tried, man. I lost so much weight. I was starting to, every pair of jeans I owned didn't fit anymore.
Gotcha.
I had holes poked in belts, like way down.
I think you're going, well, were you eating enough meat? You got to throw down the meat, though.
Yeah.
You probably weren't
I
supplementing.
can't eat that much meat.
You can.
No, I'm good for like maybe 1 or 2 pieces of meat, like, for
Uh-huh.
the day, maybe chicken for dinner.
I got you. Well, I just think the mind is such a powerful thing. Like the things that we affirm to ourselves, they become a reality. Yeah.
I agree. Absolutely, man. I've been, I imagine all types of. Lately, just this past week, and I had this about a couple months ago. I've been getting I don't know if you ever had this. This kind of wishy-washy feeling in your ears.
Okay.
Did you ever get that?
I want to say so, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Like it's almost like tuned into your heartbeat.
Oh yeah, you can feel your heart beating in your ear. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty that's pretty trippy. Yeah, I've had that.
I've had it. Yeah, last couple months ago it was the left.
Oh, now it's switching
this
ears?
month it's been the right that I've been feeling.
Huh.
Yeah.
I wonder if that has to do with that crystal
I
thing.
looked it up. It appears as what it could be is as necrotic tissue kind of finds its way out of your body.
Uh-huh.
Cerebral fluid flows into new areas,
Okay.
and that can be causing that sound.
Gotcha.
And it makes sense because the tumor's just been kind of going, down and down and shrinking more and more.
Yeah, like with my right frontal lobe just filled up, I guess, with brain fluid because it's like a big hole. It's like a little, like a big empty space, but it just fills up with brain fluid, I guess. Like prior to getting my.
See, now that's something different. All right, maybe that could be something that could be happening too as the necrotic tissue.
Yeah.
Goes, cerebral fluid flows in, so it's filling up that area. Okay, all right.
At least that's what they told me. Like I said,
everybody gets a different story.
Oh,
man.
I hear you.
I've been trying to get doctors to tell me what the hell's going on with me from day one, and
you're saying that, and then what was the doctors was quoting God, maybe or something.
That's what happened.
The nurse?
Last time. I was sitting in an appointment with my neuro-oncologist, and we asked her, so do you see this often? And of course her answer was no. I'm not sure she's ever really seen this, to be honest with you.
Right.
And we said, so what do you think this is? What do you can you give us a reason? And she said, at this point, I'm attributing it to a higher power. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Right.
That was,
Yeah.
And I've been getting that from day one. I saw 2 doctors in New York City, one at Sloan Kettering, one at New York Presbyterian, Columbia, and neither one could really give me any kind of real answer. You know what I mean?
What you been? How you been working with your monkey mind? How's that been going?
Good. Same as always, pretty much. Just trying to put my mind somewhere else. Think about other things. Because when you think about this all the time, it can drive you nuts.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think about it. I don't really think about it too much. I just
don't think about it that much.
I really don't. I don't. Yeah, it's not a very. I mean, it's like really not in the moment. Huh?
It's hard not to, though. Don't you agree?
Not really. If you really start to just look at your moment, it's just not around. You know what I'm saying? You're doing something or something's here. Yeah, like you have to make it almost part of the moment. Unless you're going through treatment protocols or some kind of regimen that you got to do. And then you're doing that,
Right, Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss.
Say again?
I said ignorance is bliss.
I sometimes wish I was one of these super ignorant people. Just, I'd be so much better off if I just couldn't think.
Well, just think happy thoughts. Think happy thoughts. You ever heard the thing that they say, like, if you put on a smile, that it tricks your brain in and it starts kicking off the endorphins that makes you happy? Like, you put your face in like a forced smile for a little while, and pretty soon you get happy.
I didn't hear that, but I could definitely once in a while I'll get into thinking about some things that happened throughout my life, like really funny moments where I fall down laughing, stomach was killing me, couldn't stop, like, couldn't breathe, and I'll just get to thinking about some of the moments, and I'll just in that moment, I'll forget I got a GBM. And,
all the time, man. And you don't really have a GBM. The GBM's just there. Ask it to leave your body. You ever hear me doing that stuff, like my Reiki taught me?
Yes.
It's pretty cool, man. You can like visualize like the friendly. I mean, there's so much I think about inviting positivity, like in you and stuff like that, and just to wrap that around you, because we're all gonna die, right? I mean, I really got that driven home to me in the hospital, where I was around young kids that clearly were not doing well with the cancer and stuff like that. And so I'm with children and stuff like that. So it was like almost like you got to kind of make peace with your moment. And, it seemed like so many people were just trying to latch on to just more time and more, more quantity, where it's more about being thankful and being grateful for what you have,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I've always wanted to be one. Hey, bud, my dog's here.
Sweet. Aww. Yeah, this whole COVID thing has made me miss having a dog.
Oh yeah. Oh man, he's 6 now. He's been my puppy since he was about 6 weeks old. He's a great boy.
Yeah.
But no, I always wanted. Really. You ever see the movie True Romance?
Yeah. I love that movie.
My favorite movies.
Oh yeah. I love what's his face in it.
He's talking about Elvis, and he says, "Live fast, die young, and leave a good-looking corpse."
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
That's all I ever wanted to do. It's just live so fast. It was over before I even knew it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think it kind of will be. I think time only exists in this moment.
True, man. That's true.
I mean, so much of us get wrapped up in thinking that we're going to be doing something, in the future, or dragging up what happened to us in the past. It just ain't there no more.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I mean, I always wanted to kind of live, at least, I'm not going to talk about numbers, you know what I mean? I just, I always...
I got you.
I at least wanted to maybe make it into my 50s or so, you know what I mean? I never really wanted to cash out before then, you know what I mean?
No, I feel you.
But, and I think it changes as you get older. I think the older you get, the more you kind of want to, you feel like, oh man, that went by so damn quick.
Right.
I still have to make it another 25, 30 years.
But baby, those 20, 25 years,
I want to live to be 30.
Those 25 years are just in now, man. You know what I'm saying? It's right now. This is how you spend it, right now.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you got it, man.
Yeah.
You got it, bro.
Well, I keep practicing. I don't always kind of lose it all the time, man. And when I lose it, I get very unhappy. But whatever.
Right.
Fine. I lose my joy. If you're not in your moment, you really lose your joy.
You got it. Yes, absolutely. You got
but the plus side is, Brennan, you can mess up all you want. You always got now to start over.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Endless nows. That's like when I first got this new the thing with that suspect there with my brainstem. I was kind of alone at my house, and I was like, "Oh man, this one might just take me out." And I was like, I just started really just soaking into like the moment, you know. And I was like, man, this is like really eternity. And I was like really tripping out on it. And I was totally sober.
Yeah. Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you just feel like the limit. You know, just I don't know. Just it's cool. I've had a few epiphanies with this thing, but I lose them pretty quick. But you know, you can get them back.
Right. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, it's good to think like that. Like, you know, I wake up some mornings and just think, you know, I got something to do today, and I'm gonna just, you know, go out and do this and try to have as good of a time, because tomorrow's never guaranteed. You know,
sure.
Life is terminal.
For sure.
You know.
Brennan, do you do any psychedelics now?
Nah, I don't even smoke weed.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of quit with the weed. It never really agreed with me. The weed never really agreed with me as much, but I always just like enjoyed.
It never agreed with me.
Yeah.
It always if I can do a little bit and feel okay, but if I do the slightest bit too much, I'll get thrown into this weird paranoia.
Man, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, and it can last hours.
Yeah. Where you just want to get sober.
Especially with what's that?
You want to get sober, basically.
Yeah, you don't want to feel like that.
Yeah, no.
And it's a terrible way to feel. And especially now with this, and that I have some anxiety and whatnot.
Really focus on that. Getting in your. Anytime you're starting to feel like that anxiety thing, just really do simple things like noticing your moment. I feel like such a hippie talking this way, but I think it really kind of works. It's like you can't really have anxiety or depression if you're really paying attention to your moment. At least that's my spin on it. I might be full of it, but I definitely like before I got diagnosed with my GBM, I was trying to get on all kind of antidepressants and all kind of stuff. I was a basket case because I was hiding it. I was working a job. I just wasn't doing good emotionally. And so when I first heard that I had like a brain cancer, part of me was like, oh, thank God it was something, you know.
That's dude. It's funny how you say that, man. When I first found out about this, my mom was with me when they diagnosed me, and she knew what it was.
She did? Wow.
I had no idea what that even was.
Yeah, I didn't either.
What he said was this is a malignant tumor. Now, of course, I know that's cancer.
Right.
But I didn't know the magnitude of it. You know what I mean? And she got really upset, and I was kind of like almost like, well, at least I know now. I know what it is now.
Right.
I know why I've been having all of these weird feelings, and why I've been, you know, I've had a couple of like, I don't think I ever had. I actually, what mine is, I'm in a very low. I've never had seizure. I'm in a very low seizure risk.
Okay, I had a bunch.
But what's that?
I had lots of seizures.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah.
If they're in one of the levels, you have a higher.
Okay.
Where mine is not. I don't. I have a very low seizure risk. I've never had a seizure that I know of. I've had a couple of.
Well, I mean that's the niche. You don't really. When you have one, you really don't know about it. You know like the feeling you get. Like I used to have this thing where I would do this real creepy. I would look over my left shoulder.
Oh, really?
And then I'd be like, oh no, it's coming. And then so I'd either have to, so it was like my tell, you know? I'd like have this impulse and I'd just look over my shoulder. It still feels spooky when I do that. But then I never remembered the seizures. I did those Epi-Mall things where you black out, you're on the floor shaking like violently, and then you just come to all sore. I don't remember.
Yeah, I never had one. Never had one. That's a grand mal seizure. Is that what that is?
Pretty sure. I butcher all these names a lot, but I'm pretty sure that's one.
I see the term all over the place.
Yeah.
I never looked it up because I never really had
I think a lot of people get extra beat up from their grand mals because you're on the floor shaking and it's pretty violent. And when it gets you, you drop. You drop. So. When I would do my left shoulder, I knew it was time for me to
drive. Or
yeah, you need to pull over. Like I'd pull over on the side of the road, put the car in park real quick, and or I'd just get on the floor if I could, or sit on a chair. Yeah,
Right.
pretty funny because you just come to. It's kind of like a blackout drunk. You know?
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never. The only 2 times I think I might have had seizures was one at work. That was my last day at work. That was in June. That was in June something. I sat down, just started to work. I had just started to weld, and I saw all kinds of weird stuff in my helmet, all kinds of shooting star lines going all over the place.
Crazy. That must have been hard to run a bead.
What's that?
I said it must have been hard to run a good bead.
Yeah, I couldn't see.
I know.
I couldn't see. I couldn't even, when I stood up and I looked 20 feet out, I couldn't even tell, I couldn't even make out someone's face. Like, I couldn't even tell. My vision was completely distorted. And yeah, I actually had to have the guy I was working next to, I actually had to have him like throw out a chicken wing and walk me down to the office. So I was afraid I was going to fall.
Gotcha.
And from there on in, they brought me right to the hospital. That was the last day I worked.
Wow.
And from there on in is when the whole, doctor's appointments with and then they
right,
for
figuring out what's up. Yeah.
I knew something was wrong with me.
Oh yeah.
I've actually known something was wrong with me for probably maybe February of last year. I knew something wasn't right. I didn't know what it was.
Feel you.
I had a feeling like I'm getting older and time is running out. I better start living my life because I'm gonna die soon.
Brandon, it's all now.
Yeah.
Screaming at you. It's right now. Like it's now. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking about living for the moment. I was thinking about finding out what the hell is wrong with me.
For sure.
So, it's all that's I think pretty much my whole story.
Yeah, you're right. Right now is the story, baby. Sorry.
Right now, yeah. As of yet, you know what I mean? Who knows what, were you ever on Avastin?
Yeah, I attribute that really with my success. I was on an Avastin CPT-11 chemo cocktail. They did both, like, simultaneously. I don't know if it was just switching out the bags or what, but it was called, I think they even called it a cocktail at the time. And I was told, and I don't know how true this is, that I was the only person to successfully make it through the regimen of that, which was, I think, I was also told it was a year, but I have no real recollection of that. And I cheated to get through it because what it did is you weren't allowed to throw up and stuff. Because you'd go to this room in the hospital with a bunch of other people, and they inject you with and they just put you on a drip of the chemo. So it's like hours and hours and hours of just sitting there getting pumped full of stuff, and it just made you really, really sick. And as soon as you started, like you threw up, they would take you off of it. So I lied to everybody and told them I wasn't getting sick, and I hid a trash can under my chemo chair, and I quickly, when nobody was looking, I'd get in and throw up. So I made it through the protocol because I thought I was going to die if I didn't stay on it. So.
Wow. Oh, so people stopped it because of how sick they got.
Yeah. You weren't allowed at the time. And I think I had also heard somebody say that way back when with, I want to say it was leukemia. Maybe not leukemia, but I don't know, I'm blanking. There's another cancer that's, the people got used, you were going to get sick. So you had to factor that in. That was like a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the doctors couldn't say, well, okay, now we have to stop. It's like, no, you keep doing it. you're gonna get, this is toxic stuff. It's supposed to make you sick. So, anyway.
Yeah. Right.
But I was told that I was the only person that completed it. I think they do now Avastin. I haven't heard about the CPT-11, though, still. But that was unique. I was trying to think, well, why did I make it when others didn't? You know what I'm saying? And that was the only thing via my protocol that was unique. And I went straight from radiation, and it went to right into doing this Avastin. And that was also something that was unique. Because my last MRI, the doctor at Houston saw that I didn't have much time to live, and he's like, "You need to get on maybe this new protocol." So.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
But
yeah. Hey Rob, I don't want to cut you off.
No, man, the show's already over, man. You rocked it. Hey, it's so great talking to you, man.
Thanks, bro.
We'll talk again soon.
Yeah, man.
All right.
That was fun. I'll join you again on one of these.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
All right. Take it easy.
Yep. Later, man.
Okay, y'all. So that was a expertise.
Somebody called in? Doctor?
Yes, an expert.
Holy shit.
Brennan.
What's that?
What?
Lisa?
What?
Sorry, pal.
Man, this is your show now, baby. Okay, I forget I'm still on the air. Hey, thank you so much, guys, for listening to that. I think that was really, really informative on the thing. And I will do this real quick. Did you know that 102.3 FM, and I'm wearing mine today, WHIV LP New Orleans, has been broadcasting for 5 years? We are able to honor independent community voices with your support. Shoot, I guess I could do this too. Anyway, I'm wearing one of these hoodies. If you go online, you can buy one, and they're super cool. I'm rocking mine, but sorry, I'm not multitasking too well today, y'all. Here we go, here.
Monkey Mind. Rolling.
Rock some Monkey Mind. Yeah, so they've got all kind of cool stuff. They got t-shirts, hoodies, fanny packs, great gifts. Get yourself. Simply go to WHIVFM.org and click store.
Hey, monkey.
Get some merch.
I want you to love me. Monkey, I wanna love you when I feel you. You my monkey. You so mean and cruel, but you're mine, oh mine, my little monkey. When I was a little boy, I had a life-size toy. It was a monkey. When I squeezed it, it made a cute sound. Hey, monkey, yeah, I want you to love me. Monkey, I wanna love you when I feel you. You my monkey.
How am I doing, Ryan?
So mean and cruel,
You
but
better
you're
rock what you showed
mine,
up.
oh
Coming up next,
my little monkey.
mission statement. Oh, mission statement.
This chimpanzee wearing a suit and fedora sitting in the bar. He tells a joke to the bartender.